Fox, they're all getting everybody geared up. I break it down in the first hour that retransmits at Infowars.com until tonight, 9 to midnight, when Jason Burmis comes back live with the Info Warrior. And then this show retransmits until Sunday, 4 to 6 p.m. And if anything big breaks, I'll be back Saturday with an emergency transmission, 8 to 10 like I did last Saturday. But it looks like it is a complete hoax, and that is good. But we're not out of the woods yet with these people because they could stage something else, or they're saying some new flu could pop up. And these globalists love to brag about what they're going to do to us beforehand. Here tonight, 9 to midnight Central. Go ahead and tell us about it.
Sure, and we're going to be covering all these stories in depth. We only have a few minutes right now, but the top one, or the top two anyway, the first one is company warned officials of flu 18 days before alert was issued. This is the Veritech Corporation, and CDC officials in Atlanta said they were aware of Veritech's claims, but hadn't been working with the company. Now, this just shows more prior knowledge. We showed you the company.
The Mexican authorities knew on the 18th, and they didn't do anything because it's nothing. And then on the governments are hyping it to grandstand and to divert from the economic news.
And on the 9th, they passed this big $100 million contract for pandemics and influenza with, Santa Fe Aventis.
And it turns out before then they knew it was coming, and we're going to fearmonger.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, but leave the borders open, but they may have to lock down U.S. cities. We're going to leave the borders open, but get to the next thing. If one person's got it, lock it. But leave the borders open.
Yeah, this one is probably the most disturbing for me. Hong Kong seals off hotel where H1N1 found. A 25-year-old man had been staying there. He had the symptoms, so they immediately took him to some other secure location. They quarantined both of his friends, put them in isolation wards at 200 guests and 100 staff members there for 7 days. You're not quarantining me, I promise you that. This is happening in other countries first, but it's not out of the realm of possibility here when they're landing planes and dragging middle-aged women off with oxygen masks and hazmat.
Yeah, they're acting like it's outbreak or something, and one person's died in the U.S., Hoax. But again, there's a danger because they're talking about martial law, forced inoculations, even if you're not sick. They are conditioning you for their next move.
Mm-hmm. All right, so the next one, the World Health Organization is Resinol and Tamiflu, I believe it is. Or
those are antiviral drugs, not vaccines.
Yeah, exactly. They're saying, they're not going to work, so don't take them. CDC is admitting that this virus does not have the genes that made the 1918 flu so deadly. That's out of Fox News. So this isn't a big deal. I keep telling people this is a mild flu. This is not a real pandemic. But then they turn around.
But they have
they put out these scare pieces. Here's a scare piece. Not scared of the flu yet? Online exhibit may help. And then they link you to this online exhibit where 100 million people died, and it's the 1918 pandemic. So they are still trying to fearmonger.
They're now saying 100 million people?
Right here it says, I believe it's 40 million and 100 between 40 million and 100 million people.
Yeah, see, I'm always saying 40 million. I get emails going, you're exaggerating.
Well, it says 40 to 100.
But it even goes up. That's what I'm saying. I always say 15,000 die a year. They say 35,000 die of flu. My point is, thousands are dying of flu, and they're literally fearmongering. 35,000 die of flu, no big deal. One person, martial law.
All right, and this one right here, swine flu source spans wild conspiracy theories. And in this one, they're trying to say that Al-Qaeda and Mexican drug cartels released the virus. Now, we got to...
And then they try to blame us. No.
Yeah,
listen, I was attacked in MSNBC, bro. They say we're saying this and that we hate Mexicans.
It's ridiculous.
There's nothing about Mexicans other than saying it might be race-specific when we didn't know what was going on. So the media is fear-mongering. We're here breaking it all down. Back tonight, 9 to midnight with the InfoWire with Jason Burmis. I'll be back Sunday live 4 to 6 p.m. unless things continue to deteriorate. And it looks like they're not unless they declare martial law and go to level 6, which they say they're already at, and try to forcibly inject you. Retransmission starts now with a key recap on the streams at Infowars.com. Get the free podcast. Keep spreading the word about the show. We're under attack, which means we're doing our job.
Thank you for listening to GCN. Visit